Welcome back to another episode of Random Ish with Sandra. How you doing? And I've got my co-host here with me, Andre.
On the Trizzy track. Hey, you guys. So happy to be here.
Yes. Oh my God, it's been so long since we've seen each other, like on the show.
Yeah.
We hang out, see each other a lot. But I mean, as far as like getting together and recording, it's been 2 months. Can you believe that it's been 2 months since we last recorded?
No. 2 months. I mean, when you're secretly getting ready for your big break, it doesn't seem like a long time, but when you finally get into the midst of just not doing anything, that's when you realize, like, okay, it's been a while. So I think this is a good time for us to come back and kind of touch base and let you guys know what's been going on with us.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited. So many wonderful things are happening. And there's a lot of crazy going on in the air. I don't know. In the past 2 months, a lot has happened. I mean, just in even our little realm, like we seen some stuff, you know what I mean?
Real life.
Real life crazy has happened. There's been some changes, I feel like, all around on the show. There's been, there's just been changes, period, in the world, everywhere. So we just kind of wanted to come back a little bit and maybe touch base. I feel it's time for us to like rein it all in and bring some fucking light back into the situation, because I feel like, I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like, when there's not happiness being like, when we're not exuding the happiness, which I get from doing this show, then it's kind of like just boring. You know what I mean? It's not bad.
Yeah, but I also feel like, being that a lot of craziness have been going on within the world, so it's just more so of how can you really be happy when
I know
the world is crazy?
I know.
You can't go out.
I know.
It's not more so of like clubbing and partying and things like that. Just more so of having brunch with your friends. Now you're segregated in the house with limited of people. Game nights are not able to happen because of the craziness.
Yeah.
So I think the craziness and it dying down, everybody, getting accustomed to the craziness is allowing everybody to kindly move back into normal life versus,
right.
Even when it comes down to like the face masks, that has become a thing within life, let's speaking on crazy, walking in the store and you walk in no mask and, everybody's looking at you like you got 5 heads, but you're not used to or accustomed to, having a mask on your face. You're used to going outside and breathing fresh air.
Hello.
But now it's like, you're not allowed to. Even outside, sometimes you're, let's say, prone to have on a mask.
Yes.
So it's just more so of being crazy and not being able to breathe outside. Like, how could you really be happy? So I think being that all the craziness is kind of dying down, we're able to get back to those happy places.
I think that you're right, because I feel like now, it's acceptable to be a little bit lighter. Do you understand? Because exactly what you were just saying. It's been so crazy. It's like you can't even express the happiness that you might even be feeling because something wonderful is going on. It's like you can't, and I'm a happy person. Yeah. It's like, I like to look at things in different kind of ways to make us maybe think and maybe look at it from a different perspective. But it's like, people are not trying to hear that shit right now. Hello. What?
I mean, you can even, people laugh and they snort and things like that. Snorting becomes coughing. And nowadays, that becomes a whole SWAT team coming out, watching your back. So,
oh my God.
Even with that, like you say, being outside, even with just being outside, you still have those people that's like Corona broke, news yesterday, let's just to say when we went to the fabric store together, to get ready for our little gig.
Hello.
And, we were getting fabric and I passed her the fabric thing and she had her plastic up and...
Oh, yeah.
and she had her plastic up and, I don't know if you guys know, but like a bolt of fabric is usually like 36 inches, like a yardstick basically. So I handed her the fabric, so it wouldn't be a social distance, issue. And she asked me to step back. I
Mm-hmm.
had my mask on, and it was just kind of weird to me. Like, I don't know. I think it was just more so of her just following, store policy. But me being a regular person, not saying I'm not taking it serious, but not like thinking it's so bad. It's been a few months, so I'm not looking at it as it still being 2, 3 days ago. We're just trying to figure it out. We're like, we know what's going on, and it's just more so of people still being weird. So not even fully getting back to normal, because you're still gonna have those people with it in the back of their head, more so still trying not to contract the disease and it being so airborne. So I think it's gonna take time for us to get back there, but I don't think it's ever gonna be, even with walking on the beach. It's still kind of like,
Yeah, it is interesting because it's like when I go places now, I went to the mall the other day. Okay, all right, exactly, all right. And
yeah,
I went to go, we were looking outside and there was, I was thinking Buffalo Wild Wings and the outside. And I was, okay, well, we go outside and, like grab some wings or something real quick, right? And we walk in the mall and I was like, it was so weird because I kind of freaked out. I was like, oh my God, look at all the people.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like, I know that everybody was wearing masks and stuff, but so we walked up to Buffalo Wild Wings. They were like, sorry, giving all the ads to them, but walked up there and they were like, no, the patio's actually packed. And I was like, oh, okay, right. And she was like, and there's an hour wait. And we were like, how about not? And so I was like, actually, how about we go take a walk on the beach? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so,
I need to be like out in like open. I'm not really ready for. Now, here's the thing: is I don't want us to be in a fearful state. Like I do feel like I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm a manifester, and I'm like I feel like in a being in a fearful state and how I'm feeling is a little bit of fear. Like I'm not so much worried about that I'm gonna get it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It's more just a fact of like how we've now been trained into seeing like if you see a lot of people, you're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And it's not even that I think, oh, you're gonna get it. It's just like not used to seeing a lot of people and being told you can't gather in large gatherings. You can't gather in large gatherings. It makes me feel like I'm a little bit. I'm not gonna bullshit you. It makes me feel a little bit like I'm a little bit of a sheep. Do you
yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
To piggyback off of that, I was speaking about that the other day. Far as like going back to things being crazy, um, just the simple fact of things happening and now no one is talking about it no more. So say for instance like the month that everybody was like less what I'm trying to say, getting kidnapped or sex trafficking, and people every other day on live, oh, this van parked, was following me to the store and running on live, and now nobody's getting chased, or kids is getting lured to cars with candy and things like that. And there's a couple of things that happened leading up to what's going on now. So in my eyes, as a person, as me, I just feel like what's really going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like why are these subjects being brought about on social media and allowing us to know what's really going on in the world, but then 2, 3 weeks later, that's not even a topic. It's something totally new.
It's a new
So
thing, but it's also been like solved by
yeah,
this political agenda. You know what I mean? And I feel like what's happening is that there's and conspiracy theories. We gonna bring all those kinds
no,
of
yeah,
people onto the show, okay? Because it is making you wonder. Like, is there something going on? Like, as they say, what is it? The saying, "Don't tell your left hand what your right hand is doing." Is there something going on that we don't really know about because we are being like hit in blindside and our emotions are being riled with in all of these different situations. And I'm saying, even with myself, like I'm not letting the water get into me, but I am saying the fact that when I see people in a large gathering and I have this reaction of, oh shit, there's a lot of people, that means that it did get into me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I am looking forward to the new day because I don't think that we can go back. I don't think that we're going to need to walk around with masks forever. I don't think that that's going to happen. I do think that, as the weather changes, we're going to see what happens. I hope that we keep up our resiliency and keep up our faith and keep up with our immune system and keep doing what we've been doing, but I do think that it's going to be a new thing that we're coming into, the way that we're going to make our money, the way that we're doing things. The only thing that I'm concerned with is that I don't want humanity to continue to not think. The more convenient we make things for ourselves, there's the thought that we'll be more creative, but at the same time, the human mind needs to problem solve. It needs to get out and have healthy communication and touch with people. Like you need to get out. We need to socialize. So, and it doesn't always need to be through a screen. So I just hope that it doesn't get too much more crazy, because, but I do feel like we're getting we're adjusting, we're definitely resilient and we adjust. And so it does seem to be a time now where light is needed. Like I feel like we're turning into soldiers, so to speak. The laws are like separating us, but we're together, Like there's those who are fighting for change. There are those who are bringing in the light. There are those who are worried about the kid. There's the kids. There's the families. There's people who are concerned with the business. There's people who are concerned with the whole world. I feel like, we're definitely singing a different song. I feel like as humanity. Yeah. But I have heard some crazy stories too, and I don't know if it's true. And we're going to change the subject to this, but if somebody, can look this up or whatever, because I heard it from a person on the street, a neighbor, who said that their family lives in Australia, and that the rest of the world, that we're not getting the whole picture of how bad the rest of the world is doing, as far as this whole lockdown and shit. And that she was saying that there's some parts in Australia where in the housing projects, like they have not let them leave their houses. Like they have blocked off like the lower income places, that the police have blocked them off, and like if they are not allowed to leave their house, and they bring them like food rations, and I was just like, what, you know what I mean? So I don't know how true that is, but that's what another person said. I mean, and they were kind of doing that in Italy. Like they were like, don't leave your house, you know what I mean? Like they were not playing out there. So I mean, in other countries,
then the Philippines, if you was caught without a mask, they was like shooting people on sight.
Damn! Yo, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, over here in America, we're crazy. But that's really the white people, I feel like. If there wasn't white people out here, let me keep it real. Mm-hmm. If there wasn't white people out here, this was like brown country. If the United States was all like, no, I don't even think I think it would be totally different. You know what I'm saying? It would be different. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not even going to touch that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's crazy. So we just wanted to send out some well wishes and send some light out to all of those who are out there. And I definitely think now is the time for us to start using your mind. Like now is the time. Don't give away your power. Make sure that you still exercise and do brain exercises for your mind and your mental. That's very, very important that you don't give away your mind, in my opinion. Another thing that's important, in my opinion, is that you don't give away your time, okay? All right? And as everybody's talking about it, it's everywhere. I saw it all on Instagram. One of my friends told me about it first, and I was like, say word? Told me about it like the day after it happened. I was like, what? Right? And then came to find out, woke up the next day and saw, wow, it's true. I'm talking about Cardi has filed for divorce. Now, does that necessarily mean that that they're going to get divorced like all the way? I mean, I don't know, but I do think that it is yo, like what do you say about that?
I don't know. When it comes down to celebrities, a lot of things, I've done my research, and not on Cardi B per se, just more so of fame and how people come about and things like that. And a lot I notice is more so of stunts. And, just fake news, basically. In my opinion, I feel like she wasn't really doing anything, you know, before everything happened. And then she comes with this thing with Megan, you know. I feel like it died down me personally. So I just feel like that divorce or that being leaked or however it came out is just another stunt for her to trend or, you know, for her name to be relevant, you know, within the media. Going back to not being able to do anything for our shows and concerts and meet and greets and signings and release parties and things like that, you know. If you're not doing anything, that goes back to not giving away your mind, you know, letting allowing your mind to still be present and basically, you know, allowing your mind to still create as a creator. Yeah, you're not able to do things far as concerts and things like that, but what else can you do as a creator? So I just feel like that could be a stunt, you know, because she's not doing anything, you know, the song is over, you know, the charts is out, everything is out, the video is out, so what else is she doing? You know, so that's how I feel. So it's the difference between, you know, actually going through something because there's been a lot of celebrities that's been divorced, you know, and haven't divorce papers wasn't out, you know, until the end. Those are the people that aren't together. You know, they didn't need the publicity. They didn't need people to know what they were doing, you know, because it's real. These fights and even down to like people in the DMs and things like that. Sometimes I feel like the celebrities getting cheated on. It could be real, it could be fake, but when you think of it logically, how are these celebrities making money if they're not trending? If nobody's talking about them, if the blog people is not talking about them, how are they making money if we can't get outside? So you never know. We would just have to wait and see.
Yes, I feel like there's definitely a little bit of something going on with the, is this like is this either a stunt with, as far as like, when a couple might be fighting, oh, you do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? So she's basically, making sure that she's not calling his bluff.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go through. I mean, I personally, it's not like I have an investment in this, but I do think that, when people get married, I feel like marriage should be taken seriously, you know, and getting married is different than just being boyfriend and girlfriend or even being fiancé with somebody. I do think that nobody should, of course, take abuse or, you know what I'm saying, or be getting like, crazy cheated on or anything like that. But I do feel like if you know who you marry, then you have to let that person change on their own. You know what I mean? And come to that conclusion on their own. You can't force it in them or suggest it to them or want it for them. You know what I mean? They'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you fell for them. I've been with guys who are like doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And and I've also been the chick who was doing her thing. But I do think that that's also why I never married those guys. But I do think that if you're gonna be with somebody and you know how they are, you might get tired of it at some point. You might get tired of it. I'm not saying that just because you took it, you should just always take it. That's not what I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that you got to let a person change after trying and crying and all that good rhyming shit. You come to find out that you got to let a person get there by themselves. Otherwise, it's just temporary, behavior modification. A person is just like, doing some shit real quick so that you'll shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, But the other thing I can say about her that I'm glad she's not shutting the fuck up on is when she got up and did the interview with Joe Biden. I did think that it was okay, so here's the thing. I'm not old, but I grew up in an era where like politics were very rigid, staunchy, a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? It wasn't very accessible to the people. It was kind of like the politicians and Americans, And I see that politics is trying, on some fronts, to be a little more like inclusive. I really think after Barack Obama, people were like, we're gonna do this whole like tweeting thing, and we're gonna get in and do it, you know. Uh, but sometimes it comes off a little weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see Cardi interview Biden. What did you think about that? Let me put a little mint in my mouth right now.
Only if you can see my face.
Soon come they will.
Can I get a mint for this
yes,
one?
you can.
So,
you ain't gonna say nothing nice, no.
No, my mother told me if I had nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. This is the show, I have to speak, so
yes, sir.
Nothing negative will be spoken. But me personally, I'll soon find another way to address myself.
Right. It was.
But for me, it was kind of a stunt for me again, and I'll just say more so of going back to fake news. She has a platform. A lot of majority of her following is like the Black Latina, community. So why not get a hip hop artist, that people actually look up to, that actually do things they say, even though they don't have no type of power whatsoever. To me, it just felt like, why not get somebody like Cardi B?
Exactly.
Why not take somebody of this decade, of this day and age, that's had the platform, to the younger generation, basically, that's going to get these people out here to vote and, to get these young people on the right side, basically.
Yeah. Speaking of, okay, now, so speaking of the right side, so here's the thing, right? Is that I realize that some of this systematic racism that is happening is that people make assumptions because of what you look like, that what party you're a part of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like yesterday, nothing to do with political parties. Yesterday, I was in the grocery store. I was looking for organic cut broccoli. And the grocer dude, the produce was right in the area, right, for the frozen shit, right? I say to him, I said, man, how come you guys keep running out of the freaking cut broccoli? And he said, oh, what are you looking for? And so I went to the organic brown bags. It's in its own freaking freezer aisle. I went to it and I said, I'm looking for the organic cut broccoli. It's like never here. I've bought it a couple times. I know you guys have it. He said, oh, organic. He said, oh, cut broccoli. Walks down to he said, do you want the cheap kind? I'm standing in front of the freaking organic thing, right? He goes and gets the store brand kind. I said, no, I don't want that. I bought that thinking that it was going to be chopped broccoli, and it's not. Okay, I don't want that. It's fucking florets. So then he was like, he went to the bird's eye. He was like, well, bird's eye is good. You know what I mean? I was like, well, bird's eye is all right. You know what I'm saying? But you made the assumption, it was an old white man, okay? You made the assumption that I was just wanting the cheap kind or that I was wanting this because of what I look like. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When I was clearly telling you I'm looking for and so then I said it again, I'm looking for the organic cut broccoli. Which you could have kindly took your ass in the back to go get me some, but you didn't. But I was in one of those kind of stores that I like to shop in, for fuck's sake, because they have certain things in there that I like. You know what I mean? But I don't buy everything from there. But, what am I, it's like people make assumptions that young people are going to be automatically voting Democrat. Okay? And people are making assumptions that just because you're brown, and I hate saying the colors, but that you're, of darker hue of melanin, that you're going to be automatically voting Democrat. So, and I'm not saying that I'm voting Republican. I'm just saying that we cannot be making these assumptions based on people's skin color or what they represent, and so you might be telling people to get out there and vote, but you might be surprised at who they end up voting for, so I definitely think that you're right on that. But hey, we do need people getting out there voting, because again, this election that happened, the electoral vote and the popular vote didn't exactly match. And I heard it was down to 2 states. So if enough people had got out to vote, then the electoral vote would have been different in those states. And then that would have made the difference. Because people, you got to understand, it's the electoral college vote, that collegiate vote that freaking counts the votes. And that's based upon, how many votes are showing up in the state. Is it going to be a red or blue state? So you got to get out there and make your voice heard. Speaking of making our voice heard, hey, we're getting new platform. Getting new platform. We are going to television.
Doe Network TV.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes, I am so excited. Yeah. I am like...
Bitch, what?
Bitch, what? Like, wait, what?
Why me?
What is happening? What is happening now?
She? No.
So, this is like, so, it's like dreams coming true type shit, and even better than what I was thinking, because it's like I have been secretly wanting to be on the Today Show since I was a little girl, and being able to be on a show and have creative control and like hang out with friends and like have fun and talk about stuff that we talk about anyway, like, you know what I mean? Like, say word.
Yeah. So, going off the Today Show and you want to be there, I say now you can look at it as preparation for what you're getting ready to do now.
Hello.
The goal.
Yes.
And the expectations was to get there, but you're way there prepping and getting you ready for today. Girl, you got your own show today.
Today.
So. Listen.
And without 1 million followers. You understand what I'm saying? Because I basically, when social media started to hit, my dreams, I was like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? So, because the way that I've grown up in the entertainment industry is that jobs become available. You go on auditions for these jobs. You don't need to have a name already. If the director or the producer or whoever is doing the project feels that you're a great fit, then you get hired, and then they help build your name, and your resume gets built, and you go on and you do another job. Now with social media, in my opinion, there still is 2 separate worlds, but now they're merging. But the social media aspect really made me think to myself, I was like, oh shit, that dream is over, because now it's going to be all about, is it going to be about, are you popular and a network sees that you're already popular and now you get a show, And I think there might be people who are doing that, but I feel like what's happened with social media now is that they've separated it enough where now they're social media stars, and these people are on that platform, and that's the platform that they're on. And then there's still TVs and movies and, things of that nature. But they're adopting and they're also streaming. So we still have our traditional TV, because I'm kind of like, I don't want to ever see the end of scripted television shows and like dramas and, like, I don't want to, like, and rom-coms. Damn it. Can we get some rom-coms? You know what I mean? Like, I love a romantic comedy.
Social media has taken control, kind of, sort of, but in my eyes, you really can't force anybody to do anything, So, with that being said, the likes and the 1 million followers and things like that, you can buy anything.
True. No, seriously.
Anything can be bought. Even though people say you can't do it, there's always a way, So, I feel like social media is for those people that wants to be Instagram famous, that wants to be YouTube famous and stars and things like that, because that's a different type of fame, Mm-hmm. I feel like with that type of fame, it's kind of, I won't say easier, but you really don't work for it, I feel like as long as you consistent, and the route the right amount of people see you, you know, even if it's for like 53 seconds, you know, that counts as a view. Or like little things as likes, you know, adding up to emotions, even, you know, I feel like no matter what you do and what you put out there, it's always up to the people. You know,
Yep.
people are the ones that's going to engage and give you those likes and things like that. So I feel like Instagram and TV are totally two different platforms. Even like seeing some of the Instagram models, you know, trying to get on TV now or doing interviews. Like this girl, never heard of her. Not trying to downplay her, but just to say how, you know, social media can get you somewhere in, you know, 2.5 seconds. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she was on YouTube and, you know, doing these little skits or wherever she was, however she got big, you know. Then she got picked up by Nickelodeon. You know, she was the
Yep.
host of like the Double Dares and like the slime challenges and things like that. Then come to find out she hosts the red carpet for the Met Gala. Like, are you like kidding me?
Yeah.
Because of her following, you know. But you have people with that following that nobody's actually, you know, watching. You know, so how is social media really, you know, playing a big part? Like, how are you really getting there? You know, how are you putting in that work to actually get casted for these things? You know, I feel like with social media, you can buy a lot of things, and I'm going to say that again because you can, you know, even far as views to
You
getting
can buy views,
paid,
you can
you
buy
know,
likes,
like
you can buy
as
comments.
long as you have money,
Yeah.
you can make that money
You
back.
can even have a team that social media that manages your social media and
Mm-hmm.
gets you all of that
Like
engagement. You
blast
know what I mean?
posting
Yeah.
and, you know,
Yeah, not for nothing.
engagements and things like that.
You know.
So I feel like when you open, not more so open your eyes when you realize, you know, the difference between putting in work and finally, you know, I guess reaching your goals and your dreams, the different and the outcome and the feeling and experience is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, versus you trying to do, you know, just doing things that's not, you know, you per se, because everybody that's on social media is doing the same thing, you know, but just in different ways, you know, trying to put a spin on it. Versus, you know, somebody that's literally in their house creating from scratch.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's a difference. You know, I just feel like the experience of getting there, you know, until when you finally get there, I feel like it'll be more worthwhile because the same way you got there in 2.5 seconds, you know, once you're not viral, once you're not, you know,
Then
popping
what are you really gonna
anymore,
do?
the
Yeah.
next person is, you know, already there. Somebody they're already watching the next person, you know, so
And they're learning from you.
you know, so
Yeah. Yeah. I do think that, you know, I was looking online and I saw a picture of Alicia Keys. She's getting ready to do like a concert of her new album. And then it brought to mind her and Lizzo, and it's like so funny because you can either learn to make music by like this machine learning, or you can actually take the time out to learn the instrument and learn how, you know, chords are supposed to be played and learn how, you know, the melody and the harmony. I just said that all together. The melody and the harmony, you know, how they're supposed to work together. And you can actually become like a for real artist, you know, like Prince, you know, the fact that he could play so many instruments. Yeah, those are the things that make, you know, the greats, you know. And we can learn just by studying somebody and being like, wow, I'm really inspired by that. But they do teach you in Business 101 and the seminars and everything that basically to look at someone you want to emulate and then basically do what they do, but do it in a different way. And don't get me wrong, I do think that all of us are doing that. Everybody is inspired by everything and everyone around them. But when you take the path of doing the true inspiration, of seeing a thing and then living it out in life and making those choices, then it really, 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 really does become your own thing versus you making a decision because you think that that's what, you know, you should do because that's what the market says to do because that's what, you know, the gurus say to do, you know, or that's because, you know, blah, 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 you know. So I'm looking forward to us taking our spin, you know, and creating, going from just the audio podcast, you know, going and creating a TV show because I love TV, And I definitely want to do TV justice and TV lovers justice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of show, what makes me watch? What do I love about shows? And that's what I have, in my mind, that's what we're going to create as a TV show that I would love to watch. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to our new venture. And whether we do another audio or not, we'll see, because this is like coming up super fast. So just wanted to say, hey, let y'all know we're still here. We out here grinding, doing our thing. Oh, by the way, finished the second book. Yeah. Manifest Beauty. I think the working title, it's Manifest Beauty. I think it's going to be the LOA Keeps Saving My Ass, How It Can Save Yours Too. And this time elaborating more on the manifesting and working, how we work, in my opinion. It's not, because I'm now getting like upset that they're turning manifesting into like Christmas and making it this whole thing, when it's literally how we effing work. Like, you're doing it all day, like all day, every day. You're already manifesting. This is just about, why and how to work your vibration so you can manifest the things that you want to. So, anything you want to tell them real quick before we get up on out of here and I go do what I got to go do? Go get this coins.
Get that coinage. Yeah, so just check us out when we get there, because we've been working hard behind the scenes. We've been quiet, and we just came here to give you guys a little update of what's going on. This is my first time on the ones and twos, so bear with me as I get accustomed to it, but I really do look forward to seeing you guys on TV. Not necessarily TV, but just in general, a new face, a new conversation, and I think it's gonna be good. You know, we met as friends, so I believe the friendship is gonna take this where it needs to be.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of the fact that we just, Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah. And it's like, when you can just have that where you don't even necessarily have to say something.
Yeah.
You know?
Not like,
it's just, So, looking forward to the future.
Yes,